Welcome to another episode of Leading Your Kitchen. Today we're going to talk about something that is fundamental to every aspect of our life: communication. I know it sounds kind of basic, but stay with me because we're going to explore some ways that you can improve your communication in order to be a better leader for your team. This is especially important in the restaurant industry where things can get really hectic, and it can be easy to overlook the importance of clear and effective communication. So let's dive in. Effective communication is essential for creating a positive and productive work environment. When leaders communicate effectively, they can inspire and motivate their teams to achieve great results. But in a high-pressure, fast-paced environment like a kitchen, communication can easily break down. Chefs and kitchen managers must be aware of this and take steps to ensure that communication is clear and concise in order to avoid costly mistakes and keep the kitchen running smoothly. So here are 5 tips for improving communication in your kitchen. 1. Be direct and to the point. This is especially important in a high-stress environment like a kitchen. When giving feedback or instructions, be clear and specific about what needs to be done and when it needs to be done by. This will help your team members understand what is expected of them and avoid any confusion or miscommunication. For example, instead of saying, "Can you get that order out as fast as possible?" which could be interpreted in different ways by different people, try saying, "I need you to get that order out in the next 2 minutes." It's important that we keep the table turn times down. The second is establish a communication hierarchy. In order for communication to be effective, everyone in the kitchen needs to understand who to go to for what information. This may mean creating a chain of command or having regular meetings to discuss communication protocols. For example, if a chef needs to communicate something to the entire kitchen staff, he or she may do so through a head cook, who will relay the message to the rest of the team. This ensures that everyone is on the same page, and that no one is left out of important communications. 3. Encourage open communication. Create an environment where your team feels comfortable sharing ideas and concerns. This can lead to improved morale and better problem solving. You can encourage open communication by being approachable, setting aside time for one-on-one meetings with team members, and conducting anonymous surveys to gauge how your team is feeling. 4. Use multiple communication methods. There are many different ways to communicate in the kitchen. Using a variety of methods can help you reach your team more effectively. Some common methods include face-to-face conversations, written instructions, emails, and text messages. When communicating important information, it can be helpful to use multiple methods to ensure that everyone receives the message. For example, a chef may post a written instruction in the kitchen and also send an email to the entire staff. And finally, 5. Lead by example. As a chef or kitchen manager, your communication style sets the tone for the entire kitchen. If you want your team to communicate effectively, you need to model that behavior yourself. This means being clear and concise in your own communication, listening actively to others, and being open to feedback. When you lead by example, your team is more likely to follow suit and communication will improve across the board. Improving communication in your kitchen takes time and effort, but the results will be worth it. By following these tips, you can create a more positive and productive work environment where everyone is working together to create great food and provide excellent service. And that's it for today's episode of Leading Your Kitchen. We hope you enjoyed this video and that you were able to put these tips into practice in your own kitchen. Remember, communication is key to creating a successful and thriving kitchen. Until next time, happy leading.